Last week I received a publicity email from Ryanair promoting their 2009 calendar. The calendar features semi-naked female cabin crew posing by planes. That's right, Ryanair are back to their lowest common denominator advertising, using sex to sell. This was unsurprising, coming from a company which frequently flies in the face of women's rights in their advertising. When one of my Swedish colleagues complained that a previous Ryanair advertising campaign was offensive to women in general, Ryanair replied that the old farts at the Swedish advertising agency ought to loosen up a little. So much for engaging in a mature debate. This latest argument with Ryanair has led me to question the way we monitor advertising. Earlier this year, the European Parliament Women's Rights and Gender Equality Committee wrote a report calling for Europe's advertising regulators to work together and do more to combat gender stereotypes in advertising. At the same time, the British Advertising Standards Authority lobbied me to weaken this report. They argued that the self-regulatory code that exists in the UK already ensures that the adverts are not discriminatory or harmful to women. Specific measures to combat harmful gender stereotyping were not needed, they told me. But these latest adverts prove that more must be done. Advertising regulators are not sharing best practice. The Irish monitoring body states in its advertising code that marketing communications should respect the principle of the equality of men and women. They should avoid sex stereotyping and any exploitation or demeaning of men and women. But the British Code does not address this issue. Why are the Irish public defended against demeaning advertising tactics when the British public are not? Why are Irish children protected from growing up surrounded by sexist stereotypes when British children are not? Ryanair have bragged that they will continue to use controversial advertising tactics as this gets them the best publicity. Despite the British Standards Authority's advice not to use sexist advertising, Ryanair just don't seem to be able to resist, and why would they? Ultimately, the Advertising Standards Authority can do nothing to stop them, as the British Advertising Code is only self-regulatory. We need to do more. Advertising using half-naked women just reinforces stereotypes that women are not equal to men. I have complained about Ryanair's adverts to the British and Irish Advertising Standard Authorities. I will put pressure on the British agency to directly address the issue of damaging gender stereotyping in its advertising code. I would also ask why more cannot be done against a company that willfully ignores the code of conduct set down by the Advertising Authority. If you would like to be kept up to date with my campaign, please go to my blog or website.